Hey buddy, I'm going to tell you a small story. It's a story about me and my wife. It happens when we are just married. You know, we all brush our teeth every day and we will use the toothpaste. But some of the people, they will press from the bottom, and some from the middle, and some from the head. Kinds of different living habit is because we have different way of thinking. So as me and my wife, I always press from the bottom, but she just pick up and she just press from the middle. I took a picture and I will send it to you and you will understand what I'm talking about. So every time when I want to brush my teeth after her, I will have to press from the bottom again every day. At the beginning, I really don't like this thing happen. And the worst thing is, I'm a guy who always have negative thinking. I always overthink and always have a bee in my bonnet. And we are just married, so I will think that if I given her an inch, she may want a mile. I give her more, she will ask for more. And I even think that if she can't accommodate me in these just tiny little things, how can I spend my whole life with her? This sounds crazy, a little bit weird, but at that time I really have this thinking in my mind. However, I always try to be positive, try to have positive thinking, so I always try to change my mind. I saw a news on the internet about a couple. They divorced because of different living habit, and it start from the way they press the toothpaste. I'm sure this won't happen on me, and I won't allow it to happen. So I try to change my mind, and until one day I just realized that even though she pressed from the middle every time, but when I use it, I will press from the bottom. And the next day when she wants to use the toothpaste, it will be more easy for her. So I'm making her life better with all these tiny little things. It was not a very big issue, not a very important issue, but this little issue made me understand that how we can accommodate each other. It should be start on me, myself. This is just a small story, and sorry my English is not very good. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Hello, my name is Marina, and I want to tell you a story from my childhood. When I was 8 and my brother Andrei was 10 years old, we went to learn to draw in the art studio. We had a wonderful kind teacher, and we felt pretty free there. She was rather a friend to us. In the art studio there were a lot of things intended for the compilation of still lifes, plaster bas-reliefs for drawing the pencil, and a large plaster, absolutely white bust of Apollo. He stood short and was in our reach. I didn't like black and white pencil drawings, I liked colors. That's why the bust seemed to me very pale and boring. One day, our teacher left for quite a while, leaving us in the class to draw on our own. But this time was enough to implement a long-matured plan and add color to the pale bust. I, my brother, and another accomplice began to paint Apollo without absolutely limiting our imagination. He had blue hair, red eyes, yellow ears, and also weird mustache and vampire teeth. We were delighted with the result of our work, but not our teacher. She did not appreciate our design abilities, unfortunately. But then later, we recalled the story and together laughed at our childish prank.
Okay, so hey, you asked me to tell me about the interesting thing that happened in my life. To be honest, nothing interesting has happened lately in my life. Okay, I got a call. So, um, the only interesting and astonishing thing I remember is when I was a kid. I was something like 8 or 9 year old. That time I saw a spaceship. I think I saw a spaceship, but I'm not sure what it was, because I was looking to the stars and I saw some lights uh, moving from one place to another place in a very high speed. So I'm not sure what kind of things travel at that speed. So maybe it was spaceship. I hope it was spaceship because that would be cool. And maybe it was a satellite or maybe a falling star. But I hope that it was spaceship, because if it was a spaceship, then it would be something extraordinary. And if it's a satellite or falling star, those things happen quite often, I guess. So yeah, that's the interesting thing about uh, from from my life, which happened a long back. So I can say nothing interesting has happened from then to now. Small things, but nothing to tell about. So yeah, I hope uh, I hope it is interesting for your ears, and have a good time.
When I was a kid, I went to my grandmother in the village for the summer. There was an old dam near her house. Local people said it was something strange around this dam before. For example, all the houses near the dam were burned or emptied without reasons. I loved to stand on the bridge of this dam and look at the powerful flow of water. Also, it was still possible to descend it by stones to water closer. I usually didn't do it. One day I decided to descend like other people. Nobody was near me that moment. I descended and stood there admiring the waterfall. Suddenly someone or something pushed me from behind. I turned around and saw a black man running away. I still don't know it was true or it seemed to me, but I tried to avoid going to these damn signs.
Hello friends, it's Tony. I want to tell you a story about my early age. I was 10 and I had a younger brother. He was 8 at that time. We lived with our parents in the country house. Every weekend the local cinema showed movies and it was a favorite attraction for most population there. One day, our parents decided to go to that movie. I still remember the film title 9.5 Weeks with Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke. Well, my parents opted to watch it. Necessary to mention, it was a hit of movies at those times, and almost every over and under 16 dreamt to see that film. The latter ones were forbidden to see that, as it has the erotic content. Hence, my brother and I stayed at home. It was evening when my parents left, and we had to watch TV and take a nap. After an hour, my brother smelled smoke and asked me to find out what was wrong. I argued with him for a few minutes if I should do that or not, because I didn't smell anything. And I was, true to say, I was lazy, yeah. But when I found myself in the hall, I saw nothing but white smoke with suffocating smell, through which we couldn't find any exit. Oh, it was really dangerous for us. Not thinking long, I reached out the handle of the exit door and opened it. We were really shocked by all what happened. My younger brother cried, and I couldn't call my parents as we had no cell phones at that time. When we were outside, we understood that the hall wasn't on big fire, and we had a chance to put it out. We took a couple of buckets that we had in our garden and started to pour on the source of ignition. The carpet on the electric dryer turned out to be the source of fire. Thankfully, we could extinguish it and kept our house safe. When our parents came, they just cried and hugged us. But I still thank my brother for asking me to check.